Hello there everyone, I hope life is treating you kindly. I'm Lubomira and welcome to all my crafty friends new and returning. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is day 6 of the holiday card series and we are officially halfway done. If you've missed any of the previous videos, I'll link them in the description below so you don't miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today's card has another non-traditional color palette and is probably the most mass production friendly of all the cards so far. We are going back to basics and letting our background stamps or plates do most of the work, if not all of it, for us. It doesn't require many supplies, and there are several ways of achieving similar looks. I'm excited to show you this card, so let's get into the video. I started off with ink blending a panel using Distress Oxide inks. I used only 2 colors for this blend, Victorian Velvet and Antique Linen. These colors are the softer, what I like to refer to as dustier tones in the pink and yellow family. If you'd like something a little brighter, spun sugar and squeezed lemonade or scattered straw will create a brighter look. And for an even bolder one, kitsched flamingo and squeezed lemonade would do nicely. It all depends on how vibrant you'd like the combination. Now, if you don't want to ink blend, not everyone loves it as much as I do, you can use whatever technique to add color. Watercolor, gel press, ink sprays, or even keeping it as simple as using colored cardstock. After ink blending, I chose the Spellbinders Winter Rose background press plate. Now, I really love this plate. It absolutely spoke to me when I saw it. It's a very elegant design that can easily be used throughout the year for really any occasion that the recipient is a floral lover. I would see this as a great anniversary and wedding card, a thank you card, sympathy card, or birthday, really anything. While I'm using the Better Press, you could easily use a large background stamp to achieve a very similar look. To give it a raised embossed appearance, adding embossing powder and heat embossing the background would be just as pretty. Check your stash because I bet you'll find a suitable substitute. After filming, I came across this older Hero Arts rubber stamp Christmas Rose bold print background, as well as the Always and Forever stamp from Cardabella, and they immediately reminded me of the press plate. So don't think that you need this particular supply to get the same look. You could also go completely rogue and use a background stamp that has nothing to do with florals. Keeping it within the winter and holiday theme, snowflakes, candy canes, whatever your heart desires would look great to apply the same principles to get a different look but a similar style. Now for the Better Press, I'm not using the ideal paper, and really I wasn't too worried about it. I was more interested in the impression of the image than the letterpress look. To get the true letterpress look, what I like to call cushier paper works best. I'm using Hammermill paper, which is probably one of the best price point papers out there, and it works great for ink blending because of its smooth surface. It is, however, a little too hard and flat to really get that authentic letterpress look that the Better Press is known for. Is it impossible? Well, I'd like to think that nothing is impossible in the craft room, but it does require finagling, which we are not doing in this card. We are on a time crunch and we need to get those holiday cards out. Setting up the Better Press is probably one of the easiest things to do out of all the newer crafting gizmos out there. They create grids to follow along with for placing all your pieces. The plate goes on the platform face up within the grid lines, and then the card panel is taped to the lid within the corresponding lines. You add your ink like you would to a background stamp. Again, many inks really work well with this system, and today I'm using Delicata pigment ink in the color Champagne. After inking your plate, you place the lid onto the platform with the card panel facing down towards the plate, and then you run everything through your die cut machine. The result is a lovely inked impression of the plate on your cardstock. If the impression doesn't come out, you can re-ink and send it through the machine again, since nothing has moved and your impression will line up perfectly.
It's December 2nd, the snow begins to fall. Babe, I'm getting ready, we're gonna have a ball.
Next, I ink blended a scrap piece of paper using the same colors I had earlier. I didn't spend too much time on this, and the blend may look like a hot mess, but just trust the process. I'll be die cutting my sentiment from it, and since it's such a small space, the blend doesn't have to be perfect at all. Using the Pink and Main Winter Greetings die set, I die cut the phrase Merry Christmas for my greeting. This die comes with a shadow piece, so I decided to die cut it from a shimmery ivory colored cardstock, which I also intended to use as the matte panel for my card. I die cut a layer of white cardstock along with the ink blended piece to give the greeting a tiny bit of dimension. I attached the two layers using a liquid glue pen, something I find very convenient when layering die cuts like this. Then I glued the sentiment to the shadow base once it was layered.
When this comes to an end and the week will go again, welcome in a happy new year. For now we'll keep on singing with the ones that we hold dear. 'Cause baby, it's that time of year again. Christmas is here. Come on, baby, let's raise our glasses.
I created my card base next. I trimmed a piece of shimmery ivory cardstock, the same I used for the shadow die, to a standard size panel off camera, and then attached it to a white card base using liquid glue. I added the ink blended panel to the card front using foam tape, and then I added the sentiment using foam squares. Lastly, I added Clear Nouveau drops to all the berries in the background design for a little bit more shine and interest.
Baby, let's raise our glasses because Christmas time is here. It's time for singing and dancing.
And that's it for this card. This card came together very quickly. It didn't use many elaborate techniques, and the look of it can be recreated using a number of different ways. The result is a very elegant looking card that is non-traditional for the holidays and can be used throughout the year for a number of other occasions. Overall, I think it came out very pretty. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today for the 6th day of the holiday card series. Spending time with you the past few days has been a real treat for me, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself as well. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stop by the comments to say hello. I'm always interested in what you have to say. I hope you'll join me tomorrow for day 7 of this holiday card series. Until then, have a beautiful night, and I hope life treats you kindly. See you soon. Bye.